Pisces, my Piscean friends, welcome to July. What a wonderful month it is for you, very creative. I love that. This is a tarot horoscope reading for Pisces for the month of July. We're gonna look into love, money, creativity, love again, life basically. And I started with pulling some major arcana cards for you to get a really clear message through in these tumultuous times. So we have a progression here, past, present, and future. So interesting and quite beautiful actually. So you come in with the Empress energy, then we move to the Emperor in the present, and then we have the Fool in the near future. Interesting. I'm hearing, so you're starting something new, but it might be something new that you are picking up from a few months ago, from when we were in quarantine. So ideas that you had then that you will be expressing now. And coming into July, there's this abundant creative energy with the Empress. You are feeling very inspired, and it's almost as if, and it's not almost, it is a journey of healing the heart, and you feel like creating is mending your heart. I see you being very expressive, and actually that this Mercury retrograde is working out very well for you, and it's also in a beautiful part of your sky. So it's about bringing things that you were thinking of, ideas that you were thinking of in the past months, but now creating with them and moving them forward and further forward. I am influenced by Mercury retrograde. So you are kind of seeing things through rose-colored glasses. As we come into the month, I see that your hopes and wishes are very alive here. And you're feeling optimistic, and you're feeling that there's this kind of willingness to work and a willingness to shine your light out there in the world, and to connect and to find your place in the world as well with your art, with what you are creating. And this is kind of bringing all these feelings of childhood back to you. So I feel you in a very warm space as you enter July. And then we're gonna have we have the Emperor next to it. So we have the Empress and the Emperor. I'm feeling that there is a willingness to unite as well. If you are single and you're watching this, or if you are in a couple or seeing someone, you're feeling that you want to step up together in the world. You're feeling that you want to meet someone if you're single. And because there's a lot of creative fire going on within you at the moment. So you kind of want to expand in all directions. And I see you looking at potential partners, or just looking at what's possible here for you, and having that great optimism, because it's all like very bright colors here are coming at me, like everything's in bloom. You are living summer. I'm liking this for you. I do feel that there will be a bit of a shift of energy around the 22nd for you, and then maybe things are gonna go a bit more about the day-to-day task. But you feeling like exploring the world. Your heart is light and open, and you know, you're so good at loving, Pisces, and I do see you here in your essence. I see you also wanting to discover, going on an adventure, maybe short distance, maybe longer distance, but I see you very exalted here. And also there might be a romantic partner coming in, and somebody who brings you joy, who's very adventurous as well, who's light-hearted, who has this kind of beginner's mind, who embarks on every day as if it's a new day, of course, as if it's a new life, and who sees the days really as a new birth. And this is doing you a lot of good. I see you also searching for the sun and really absorbing that healing light. I would suggest also you expose, and this might seem weird, but your eyes and your plexus to the sun, because you're gonna have a lot of recharge from that, and your vitamin D levels are gonna go up, and you're gonna feel strong because you are going to want to feel that strength in your bones. And it's as if you got yourself stronger over the last months. You have been on a healing journey as well, and you've gone pretty deep. And I do see some mother related issues that have been brought up and that you have been thinking about. Maybe you are thinking of becoming a mother one day, and this is a thought that never crossed your mind. Or maybe you are a mother already and are reconsidering things in respect to, or in relation to your motherhood. Yeah, so that's interesting. But I do feel that this is very light energy, and with all the chaos that's going on, it's good to read some lighter cards. Let's say. All right, and just as I say this is really interesting. So, taking the time to empty the space. Learning to take naps. To rest, truly rest. Get the mind on zero. When was the last time you looked at the stars, Pisces? I'm seeing you going somewhere where you can have a good look at the stars and feel that healing light that is traveling from the past. And I feel that you're going to get a great message here. A great message about how to get to even deeper wish fulfillment. I do feel that for you, that it's a lot about wish fulfillment, and what is it that there's an adjustment there. What is it that you want for yourself? What is it that you are interested in? What are the areas of life that you are exploring? And there's a light being shed on your romantic life, and that's a wonderful thing. I do feel like great creativity coming up, so you might want to look at maybe taking a trip. It can be short distance to a place where you can see the stars and connect with your intuition. I do feel that there is a message in the sky for you, that there is a message that is going to come to you through, maybe you're going to have a consultation with an astrologer, or you're going to literally lay under the stars and allow that energy to communicate with you, and seeing the beauty of creation, outer and inner, because you are willing to create, you are ready to create. I see you in beautiful harmony with Venus as well. Like, yeah, she's here for you, and you might want to go look at her in the morning sky, as she's a morning star again now. Interesting. So you've been reconsidering yourself, the role you take in public, the actual shape of what you create, your profession. Maybe some of you are thinking, like, listening to music. I'm hearing listening to music, being inspired by musicians. Not that you want to be a musician, it's possible that you want to be that, but there's going to be a moment when you're going to look at the past, and that moment is going to be inspired by music, and something is going to be awakened within you, and it's a beautiful nostalgia. It's really that playing in the garden when you were a kid, or maybe that wasn't any of that, but it's just like a flash, like just a wonderful feeling that you're gonna have. Around the 5th of July, I see that happening for you, and the communication of that wish. If you could organize this trip, like, maybe you have access to a beautiful night sky. Maybe that's something that you already have given, but if you live in a city, we cannot always see the sky. So that connection to the open air, because you want to feel free here in July. You want to open, so you want to kind of lay flat on your back under the starlight. And I'm seeing that you are coping with some past ego considerations. So as if you are creating a healthier personality, as if you are making tiny adjustments to your personality. And it might sound a bit weird, but it's just like soul-infused information. You're receiving some information. Messengers, angels are very close, and you're receiving all these great, and maybe in meditation, maybe when you're laying under stars, but you're receiving this great input. So I see you adjusting your personality, and this might be like your hair color, might be something super on the surface that is going to have really amazing results. Or it might be something that you were not doing before that you want to introduce, like maybe it's a practice of gratitude for yourself that will reflect immediately in your personality, or just like stepping up more. And maybe you feel a bit restricted in that, in speaking your voice. I see you speaking your voice and speaking your truth more in July, standing your ground as well, and really knowing your worth. And there's kind of a change in that is coming up for you, and maybe you already feel it in your bones, but you are going to be very passionate over the next half a year to start believing in yourself, to really embody this mantra, I am enough, and you are loved, I am enough, like all these things. You are advised to really look at relationships, really look at the essence of the relationships that you had, soulmate relationships, romantic relationships I'm talking about, that didn't work out. What essentially was wrong there? There is a big communication in that as well, as if you are communicating. It's like a conversation with yourself. If you can sit next to a water body, that's great. If you can sit on a rock, something mineral, something old that has endured the patience, that has endured the time, and it has absorbed the patience of being alive for a very long time and having a slow rhythm, that might do you a lot of good. And if or maybe just like holding a stone or connecting to crystals, holding a stone and looking at your past relationships and being like, okay, this is what this actually showed me about myself, and allowing yourself to feel those feelings, because they are going to infuse your creative expression so much, and you're going to be able to step up to the higher version of you in your profession. Like the higher version in a sense, not that you weren't good enough before, because that would be contradicting what I just said, but more like a new level of truth and authenticity that you're reaching here, and also audacity with that, and courage. Courage, because you know that it comes from a place of unity in the heart, from purity of presence with yourself. So if you can go over your main relationships, and maybe this is just the people that had the most effect on you. And also, I mean, this card is asking you to focus on the losses, right? The ones that are not with you anymore, but to go into it with a Venusian perspective. So Venus actually stands for intelligent love. Venus hosted life a long time before Earth, and so the energy is a lot more, the energy of love is established there, unconditional love is there. So love in a Venusian way is has a sort of intelligence that seems contradictory to the word love itself, but intelligence is not rationality. Mercury retrograde, yeah. Interesting how it affects me, usually not so much, and now so very much. Please bear with me. So it's not that you have to give yourself a lot of reasons, that's of the personality. It's asking you to go to an essential aspect. So what did this relationship mean? What did the loss of this relationship mean to me? And just intelligently weave those things together to come to a more rooted understanding of who you are in love and what you want in love. And then come into the qualities that you would like to see in a partner and come to step into them yourself. That will move you forward, and it will be, once you do that, I feel like you're gonna go like an arrow straight through to the right person. You're gonna be guided so well here in July, Pisces. You're gonna be guided towards this person, which might be an Aries, or somebody who has like an entrepreneur, someone who has a company, someone who has established himself in life, and who is somebody more mature in a sense. Not mature in the energy. In the energy, he or she might be very young and energetic and wanting to put something on fire and passionate and all of that. But in the life journey of where this person directed his or her energy to become who he or she is right now in the world, like as a day-to-day person doing stuff, that might be very different from what you were looking at before. It might be somebody who has been in a position of leadership, who has been an authority in his or her field. I'm thinking also that you're gonna meet this person close to home. If you have not met him or her yet, it can be that this person is already like living with you in your home, and that's a possibility as well. But then you are going to connect on a whole different level in a sense, and kind of step up and upgrade your relationship, and upgrade it. It can also be upgrading it with a whole new adventure for the two of you together. That's a possibility as well. But if you are not in an established bond, in an established partnership, I do see you meeting this person quite close to home. Four of Cups, King of Swords, yeah, and Three of Swords. You are really asked to do this thing where you look at your past relationship and look at it from the perspective of like, what is it saying about me? What is my shadow here? What is the pattern that I reproduced here? Where did I project a hope? Or where did I just like take somebody, or went into an adventure with someone because it was just impossible love, and that was great for me because I didn't dare to commit anyway. And you might have done that on a very subtle level. It might not have seemed that this person was that way, but in a way it was totally that way. So that's really the advice here that I'm getting so far from the cards and from Spirit, that's going to bring you further into the heart, into the unity of heart, and what you want, what's your heart's wish, what is your heart's desire right now, and there is a change there. So you're gonna have to bury some opinions and come to a clarity, and there's a kind of, you're waiting. I feel that you are waiting for this person to come in, but at the same time it's not as if you are desperately waiting. You're just like, you're in your creative expression, you are doing you, all is going well, and you are, I see you in nature. I see you maybe meeting this person close to home, in a park, or in a nature environment. If you love horses, maybe there's something with horses, horseback riding, something near the water. See you having a drink, a picnic, like just a lovely environment where this thing can come together in an organic way. Because I'm seeing someone steady with clear vision, somebody with leadership, and like eagle's eye. Can be an Aquarius as well, or somebody just who's engaged in society, who has a sense of community building, who knows how to take the word and to stand on a stage and to speak a truth. This might be somebody who dresses a bit eccentrically, something you yeah, somebody who is a bit unusual, I'm saying. Also artistic, can be also Libra, or somebody solid for a partnership. And this person is going to impress you, I feel, from the first moment you will meet him or her, Pisces. This is somebody, yeah, I see this person coming in. If you're in an established bond, this can be somebody who will advance you on the path of your career. With the Three of Swords here present, and this Five of Cups, and then the Four of Cups energy here in the present, I do see that there was a love offer that was already made when you come into July. And I see you taking a break from that because you want something a lot more clear, something that you know what it is when you look at it. Like a wolf is a wolf. A dog is a wolf in disguise. You want it to be the wolf, and wolves are monogamous, so I don't know why I come up with this spirit animal now, but it's somebody who, and the church bells are ringing. Yeah, somebody who's serious. Wonderful here. Yes, and it might be not. At first sight, it might not be like, oh, I'm into this person. You'll be attracted because it will be unusual, and it will be, and you're not a person of separation who will be like, oh, it's not because you wear this ridiculously wild shirt that I'm not into you. You know, you might be like, oh, interesting. I've never seen that on somebody, or I haven't seen that recently. And I'm getting the message that eccentric dress might be really a thing. So you might want to change as well the way you dress, or just like give it a bit of life. Yellow might be a very good color for you as you go into July. Yellow, green. I'm seeing you in a field of sunflowers, actually. King of Cups. You see, this is a mature person, an emperor, a king, like somebody who has already established him or herself in society, not somebody who hasn't seen any hardships. It's somebody who's light-hearted, but just because he or she has seen the hardships and knows that a positive attitude and an attitude of gratitude is so important in life. This is somebody who's gonna be like, you're gonna see this person is touched by grace. Emotionally mature as well. So for this adventure in the future, I really see you in July going on a little adventure. And this can be with somebody you reconnect with from the past, somebody you love, a trusted friend, or it can be an adventure with this new person, or just about you moving into life and moving into your everyday experience with such grace and lightheartedness and gratitude and really willingness to do this. I see this as a beautiful month for you, Pisces. Really good news. And so this, you're gonna grow from this emotionally, because all these unpopular emotions that you were not willing to live before, it's when you take the chance, and I feel over the last months you already have taken that chance of sitting with them and of just experiencing them and just kind of exalting in the variety, in the spectrum of all human emotion, in the landscape, in the possibility of what you can experience, and to kind of embrace all these aspects of being human. And with that also beautifying the losses that you have lived, but not beautifying them as a sort of illusion and telling yourself like a story or some kind of, there's a rescripting, of course, and we are the stories that we tell ourselves, but more like really acknowledging what it was and what that brought to you. And there's tremendous growth from there. From willing to embrace a rainy season, and also willing to embrace the fact that sometimes love comes with loss. Grief brings you home as well. So once you overcome that fear of committing and just being quiet with yourself, and seeing your heartbreaks for what it is. I see a beautiful love story here emerging for you, and you being in your maturity and really in your feeling place and knowing what it is that you need to feel emotionally secure in a relationship as well. There's going to be a choice that you are going to make, and this is going to be a very personal choice. I see you making this choice. Probably is going to happen. Probably it's going to happen already around the 5th of July that you're going to make a choice. And I see you leaving something behind. I see you also connecting to, yes, nature and horses, I talked about it, but also maybe to a cat or the spirit of the cat, of this independence. And you still have a very independent energy here in this reading. I have to admit that. And there is this, the cat kind of embodies that as well. And when you connect to this animal, maybe you get into the spirit of like, okay, I can always carry this independence with me because I am going to live this new relationship or live this partnership or live this love affair with healthy boundaries, really knowing who I am. And that's a conscious decision that you are going to make. I do see you sitting once more again by a water body or under the starlight. Again, here you see this card, like she's sitting with this cat under a moon. So we have this powerful energy where the veil between illusion, reality, and true self, truth, the galactic center, is very thin. And truth has been coming at us so strongly, and we've been asked to explore multiple truths and the duality of life and finding unity within that. And you are looking for that unity. You're looking for a union with somebody, as I see it, if this is your reading. To know you have an ascendant sign, a moon sign, Venus sign, if you're looking for something else than what I'm saying. But if this is your reading and you're still listening, then that choice is going to be made on a mental, emotional level, but it's going to have great repercussions in your daily life, in whatever comes into your life, in whatever energies that you are attracting, because you are going to make a choice to stand differently in relationships, to commit differently, and to not allow yourself to be completely dissolving in the energy of the other and wanting that to be everything. We have multiple relationships in our lives for a reason. Cannot demand everything from the other. And that's going to give you a freedom, a light-heartedness about this as you move into July. Because let's say there's 7 people in your life that you actually need. The seven planets, seven everything, 7 octaves, like everything comes in 7s. It's the most spiritual number, 7 days in a week. So there's these 7 energies that we always kind of have in our life. And if you want to manifest your Venus, then it also comes with a knowingness that is already there. There is already somebody in your life that expresses or that embodies and symbolizes love for you or abundance for you. Meditate on that subject. Meditate on that person and what it is that you so much love about him or her. That's something that's also important. And then know that there is also somebody embodying Mercury, embodying Jupiter, so that all is there for you already. And that abundance is already given to you and love is already given to you. And acknowledging that makes it real. And then in the advice, it's so strange, like that I see a real change of heart here. Another way for you. You're going to come out of July and enter into relationships in a completely different way, Pisces. As if you finally can embrace again or open your heart again, in a sense that You can be vulnerable and still strong, or find the strength in vulnerability, in showing yourself who you really are, being very intimate with yourself, very clear on what you want, very clear on where you have suffered, and not how you can prevent that, but just embracing that as an integral part of life, and that will set you free, Pisces. I see great union for you here, great freedom, great beauty. I'm going to... This was the most positive reading so far. How wonderful. I'm going to see what the I Ching says for you. I'm not going to throw the sticks as... okay. This one really wanted to come. 36. Interesting. So above earth and below fire. To survive dark times, one's inner light must be concealed and protected. It does not serve to draw attention to oneself under the present circumstances. The work should be done in secret and the player should appear compliant. The strength is reserved and future success is more likely. This really speaks to this quest of finding this moment for yourself to look at your darkness, to look what is there and to bring that to light. That's really, okay. That's really beautiful. So, Pisces, I hope this gave you some inspiration for the month of July. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. That really helps this channel forward. I hope to see you in August. I send you so much love. Namaste.